Guys, welcome to another of my live videos. As you can see, I've now got a PlayStation 4 camera, so I'm just going to be doing a live stream on this current camera with a PS4 camera. I'm going to be playing FIFA in a bit, but I'm just going to be updating you on a bit more transfer rumours, so I'm going to do it on this for the change because I always use my phone. But now, more transfer news is currently updated, as I said, in the process. And now, according to a couple of reports now, it's about Lionel Messi and it's about Manchester City, and we know towards the end of the August window that actually Manchester City have been in discussions with Messi's representatives over getting a deal over the line. So what it's basically suggested is that Manchester City apparently are willing to put in a staggering £358 million bidding for Lionel Messi in currently January, because I think presumably that Lionel Messi current deal runs out next summer, but apparently according to the Barcelona president, the president of Barcelona has actually suggested now the extension's confirmed. Messi will stay at Barcelona, and we know confirmed that Iniesta has actually signed now an extension with Barcelona. But I think that Lionel Messi is yet to sign that extension in his current new deal. But Barcelona did announce this back in actually July that Messi will be staying at Barcelona until 2021, and we know Pep Guardiola has worked to align on Messi in the past. We know also it did say Barcelona looking to get Sergio Roberto's services as well. We know Sanchez is on Manchester City's radar. We know they spent a lot of money in the August window Manchester City, so that's what you've got to take into consideration, guys. Manchester City spent a lot of money in the window. They're tracking quite a few players, and we know PSG have made the headlines so far. You know, the pursuit of Neymar for £196 million. We know they're structuring the deal for Mbappe as well, so they spent quite a bit of money. But this would absolutely destroy the pieces of Neymar if this deal did actually happen. But I don't think Messi has yet signed that current extension. But according to the president, he said that everything's done, everything's complete, and he will stay at the Nou Camp until 2021. And his current deal runs out next summer. So it's saying Manchester City are willing to put £358 million bidding for one player. With that, you could get 11 players, maybe more than 11 players. So this has been what's suggested out. But apparently Manchester City are interested in getting Lionel Messi. We know Lionel Messi, is a player that's won 29 trophies in his career with Barcelona. He's been at Barcelona now 13-14 years, as I said. Won 5 Ballon d'Ors, won 4 European, 4 golden European shoes. He scored 600 goals for club and country, 5 Ballon d'Ors, as I said. And in La Liga, he's actually nearly made 4 century appearances. If he's not doing so, 4 century appearances, and scored 360 or 361 goals as well. In the La Liga as Lionel Messi, as I said, 129 trophies in his career, all-time top goal scorer for Argentina as well. I think he's already scored 11 goals this season in 7 games for Barcelona, as well as Lionel Messi. So still presumably the best player in the world, without a doubt. But it's basically coming out for a few media outlets today. It's in the Mirror, it's in the Daily Mail. Seen quite a few reports that City are looking to put £358 million bidding due to this contract standoff. This is why Manchester City may will to go for him. But according to the president, he has this extension's confirmed, everything's alright, and he's going to be staying with Yeah, she's gone now. Alright. But yeah, guys, I hope you like my new camera on my PlayStation 4. So we're going to be doing a few live streams on this. So what do you think to the Lionel Messi situation? City willing to put £358 million bidding for him in January, which is a staggering amounts of money. But we'll see what happens about that. But also some more news to update you on. Barcelona now considering Dele Alli. Apparently this has stemmed from a couple of media outlets today that Barcelona, obviously their main priority target was Coutinho, but they've got Dele Alli as an alternative target as well. If they do not get the pursuit of Coutinho in January, Barcelona are actually planning to make a move for Dele Alli. Dele Alli, this is his 3rd season in the process with Tottenham. He scored 18 goals last season in the Premier League, Dele Alli. But I think the player is actually key. He's actually considering changing agents, and I think there's available options out there for him, because it did confirm that Raiola represents Zlatan, Pogba, Mkhitaryan, Lukaku and all that, and George Mendes, who both have strong connections with Man United. Raiola had actually said he can secure Dele Alli a move to either United or Real Madrid, but it's now saying Barcelona are considering to make a move for Dele Alli as well. But I think Tottenham are actually in talks of trying to secure him a contract extension. back in last September, I think actually Dele Alli had signed a 6-year deal with Tottenham. I think he's on between 60,000–80,000 a week or something like that. They may be looking to boost his wage as well, but as I said, you know, it was only 5 million Tottenham paid for him, but look how much he's risen up the ranks, as I said. And I think Tottenham have made it clear that Dele Alli is not for currently sale, and he would cost maybe 150, 160 million pounds if Barca or Real Madrid or all were to get the services of Dele Alli. So I think Tottenham are resisted and are reluctant to offload him. He's good at beating opposition one-on-one, doesn't dictate play much, but he's good at beating opposition one-on-one, good at holding onto the ball, very skillful. You know, one of the best young age talents out there is Dele Alli. So we'll see what happens about that. But we know Real Madrid are interested in him as well, and we know Real Madrid have done business with Tottenham in the past as well. But Barcelona, you know, still want to get Philippe Coutinho, because that is basically their main priority target, is Philippe Coutinho, their main priority target. Barca are convinced they can put a £97 million bid in, including add-ons for Coutinho in January. But the reason Barcelona didn't get him in the August window was due to Liverpool's resistance, and they were reluctant to offload the player. Liverpool had turned down 3 bids from Barcelona, 72, 89 and 114. The Barcelona director was convinced he could have got a deal over the line. But since Coutinho, this is his 5th season in the process now with Liverpool, he's become the most creative, agile midfielder as Philippe Coutinho as well. You know, the ex-Inter Milan player, the ex-Espanyol player. Coutinho has now hit over a century appearances now for Liverpool, scored about 36 goals in the Premier League and assisted about 30 as Philippe Coutinho. I think he's got a deal with Liverpool also until 2022 as Philippe Coutinho. But you know, he did want to make the move during the August window. He put the transfer request in, but the Liverpool owners and Klopp has suggested they were not willing to accept any bids off Barcelona. So that's why. So now apparently Barca they've got Dele Alli is their second. The first choice is Philippe Coutinho. If they fail to pursue Coutinho, they may go for Dele Alli. And Tottenham, I think, they're in the process of trying to sign Dele Alli a contract extension as well. But the big breaking news is about the Lionel Messi situation I've just updated you on. Also with Coutinho, it's actually reporting that Paris Saint-Germain are interested in Philippe Coutinho as well. Paris Saint-Germain have invested a lot of money in the August window. You know, they're making the headlines at the moment now, to be quite fair. Let's be honest, they are making headlines. PSG are actually interested in Coutinho as well, and Barcelona obviously are as well. It's also confirmed, it's been updated for the last couple of days, that Paris Saint-Germain have actually maybe considered making a move for our goalkeeper David De Gea next summer. But we know Real Madrid have been heavily linked with him since 2015. Jose Mourinho was convinced that actually David De Gea was going to stay at Old Trafford. He was convinced he was going to stay at Old Trafford. What? Alright. He was convinced he was going to stay at Old Trafford was Jose Mourinho, but obviously we haven't secured David De Gea a new deal yet with the club. He's made over 2 century appearances for Manchester United now in the Premier League as David De Gea. You know, he's won Premier Leagues with us, he's won Carling Cup with us, you know, he's won Europa League with us, FA Cup with us, you know, and he's been at Old Trafford 6 years, and I think this is his 7th season in the process. But it did confirm that actually the Paris Saint-Germain director has actually been in contact with George Mendes over trying to get a deal finalised, and obviously George Mendes has strong connections as well with Manchester United. But David De Gea, you know, risen up the ranks of Atletico Madrid, as I said, we paid £18.5 million for him, and even if he was for sale, you know, it'd be probably 3 times more than we paid for him from Atletico Madrid. But yeah, we know Real Madrid basically, you know, have had that interest since 2015. They nearly got a deal done over the line, but due to the fax machine, Real Madrid didn't get a deal for David De Gea. I think he's got a deal with us actually until 2019, if I'm pretty confident, as I said. But he's potentially, you know, the best goalkeeper in the world, as I said. It's also actually suggesting now that Paris Saint-Germain have got Joe Blanc on their radar as a goalkeeper as well, but they've been linked to him quite a while at Paris Saint-Germain. Joe Blanc, the Atletico Madrid goalkeeper, but he does, I think he's got a £100 million release clause in his current contract as Joe Blanc as well. But I hope Man United can secure David De Gea a new deal, guys. I really, really do. I really hope that Man United can secure David De Gea a new deal with the club. But we'll see what happens about that. But it's saying PSG are interested, and this was actually reported from the French press according to these reports that are stemming about this. So Also, breaking news, obviously we know Man United still got a few players on their radar. We know that Fellaini, as I brought to the news yesterday, his injury, he's not a long-term injury, and we thought it was severe at the first, but it's not as severe as we originally thought at the first. Obviously, he's due to miss Liverpool game, is Fellaini. He's due to miss the Cyprus game, you know, when Belgium plays Cyprus, he's due to miss that as well. And he's due to be out for 2 or 3 weeks. They did say he's got a knee injury or something. They did say they found some ligament damage, but he didn't. That had come to a conclusion. I think it's just like he's sprained something, so the injury is not as severe than we originally thought, and he did suggest he could be out for months. But Fellaini, you know, the contract talks are stalled with him. Mourinho's desperate that he does sign a new deal with Manchester United. So, and Fellaini, to be fair, has made a fantastic impact this season in the team, scored about 4 or 5 goals. Fellaini's playing very, very well this season. Still got Mata coming to an end of his deal. I hope we can secure his services as well. Who else? We've got Herrera coming to an end of his deal, who's been at Old Trafford since 2014. You know, he hasn't played much this season under Herrera. Romelu Lukaku's set to miss the Liverpool game. He's been in fantastic form this season. You know, 11 goals in all competitions, our most clinical striker that we've got. So that's confirmed. We're set to miss Lukaku by the look. Definitely going to miss Fellaini for the game. Pogba's, you know, Fellaini's full Pogba spot very, very well. He's got an hamstring injury. Some press reports saying could it be something to do with his acceleration, his speed of his running, that's maybe bringing these hamstring injuries. He's only missed 3 games last season when he suffered the hamstring injury, then he recovered full fitness. But Mourinho's classified Paul Pogba's injury as long term, so our most creative essential midfielder. So for me, it's the biggest game for Manchester United. Saturday early kick-off. It's a big, massive game. You know, Liverpool are going to be up for it, even though they haven't played well since they beat us 4-0. They've still got defensive problems at the back. They've got good attackers of Liverpool, but they do have problems at the back. And I think the pace of Rashford, pace of Martial can definitely exploit their defence quite easily. So, and the way we've been hitting form this season, you know, only conceded 4 or 5 goals in all competitions, hit over 30 goals as well, but it's very, very hard because we've won at Anfield quite a few times, you know, we've lost at Anfield quite a few times, so it's going to be an interesting big, one of the big games of the season. This is one of the big games of the season. I'm disappointed not to see Lukaku play because I wanted to see how he would play against the big teams, because really with Lukaku who's been playing this season, we haven't really played anyone big yet like Liverpool, Chelsea, City, and I wanted to see, interesting to see how he would perform. But obviously Lukaku injuries, I think it's just a slight ankle injury anyway. But what's suggesting is now regarding obviously we know Emre Can, apparently Man United are actually interested in Emre Can as well from Liverpool. Emre Can, very, very good in the Confederations Cup. He's a defensive mid. He's a good, you know, his prospect defensive mid, plays centre back, plays a full back. He's made 92 appearances in the Premier League, scored 7 goals, made over 100 appearances since he arrived at Liverpool. I think this is his 4th season in the process now with Liverpool Football Club. It's actually suggested Juventus have actually linked with him as well. He will become a free transfer next summer, will Emre Can, or he may go in January, but Juventus have been heavily linked to him. I think Liverpool are in the process of trying to actually secure him a new deal, but I think he's been demanding a release clause, a higher wage package, and Liverpool are not willing to meet us. But very, very good with Munich, you know. Mostly was in the reserve teams for Munich, was Emre Can. But he was very, very good there. I went to Leverkusen for a season. Liverpool just paid £10 million for him from Leverkusen, and since he has made over 100 appearances. So they could see Emre Can gone, especially if Liverpool have got the deal agreed for Naby Keita. If he arrives in January especially, that could then see Emre Can leave Liverpool Football Club. But you've also been hearing, you know, with the Ozil story, you know, with the Sanchez story. Sanchez is, you know, linked with so many teams. With the Alexis Sanchez case, apparently now Arsenal are obviously looking for alternative replacements, because obviously they're convinced that Sanchez is going to leave. They presume Ozil's going to leave, whether that's going to be in January, whether that's going to be next summer on a free transfer. But as I said, Arsenal would rather cash in on him rather than let him go free next summer. So, Arsenal apparently are monitoring a move for Antonio Martial from us. Antonio Martial, who wasn't very, very good last season. He was good under Van Gaal. He scored 17 goals under Van Gaal. Martial, very, very good for France. He's made 95 appearances all competition for United and scored 30 goals. And this season he's only started 1 Premier League goal, but I think he scored about 5 goals as Martial. He's got about 6 assists. Started in the Carabao Cup though, started in the Champions League though, but he's good young age prospect, you know, good young age talent, you know, he's scoring, he's also providing assists as well, is Martial. And apparently Arsenal said, you know, it would be a good idea replacing for Sanchez. But I think Man United will be reluctant and resistant to offload the player. But he won't come cheap anywhere, even if Man United do consider offloading, because we did pay £57 million for him from Monaco back in 2015. So this is his third season in the current process. Is Antonio Martial's very, very good young age prospect. But I said with the Sanchez situation, I still think City are, you know, City have got a few players on their radar, but, you know, City, if Sanchez was to arrive at Manchester City, then that would see Sanchez fall, that would see Aguero fall down the pecking order with City. So, we know, if Lam willing to put £75 million bidding, Arsenal would have cashed in on this. It's saying Bayern Munich were interested, Paris Saint-Germain still interested, Man United still got an interest, Chelsea had an interest in Sanchez, Real Madrid had an interest in Sanchez, but I still think he's going to make the move to Manchester City because he said he wanted Champions League football. He's refusing to sign a new deal with Arsenal. He will become a free transfer next summer, and City may be convinced of getting his services for just £20 million in January. And he's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons of Arsenal. You know, risen up the ranks fantastically well with underneath Alexis Sanchez in the process. Risen up the ranks with underneath fantastically well. And, you know, he's keen on reuniting with Pep Guardiola, as I do keep saying, you know, after they were fantastic together at Barcelona, you know, fantastic together at Barcelona. And he's now made over 70 appearances for Arsenal Football Club and scored about 53 goals in the Premier League in the process. City nearly got a deal wrapped up for him though, didn't they? They had a £15 million bid turned down, initially had the £60 million bid accepted, which Arsenal would have cashed in for. But obviously, you know, Arsenal couldn't find that adequate replacement for Alexis Sanchez's services, so this is why it didn't materialise. This is why this deal did not materialise in the process, because and obviously Sanchez was demanding a higher wage in his current package as well. But I think he's going to go, and I still think he's favoured to go to Manchester City. So what he's saying is now, apparently AC Milan are actually willing to put an £80 million bid in for Sergio Aguero, because if Sanchez arrives, Aguero may fall down the pecking order. Aguero's recently been in a car accident. He scored 30 goals for Manchester City last season, and it's saying AC Milan are willing to put £80 million bid in. You know, with City, all in all, he's made nearly 2 century appearances in the Premier League. He scored about 128 goals, so he scored over a century goals as Sergio Aguero. Last season, as I said, scored 30 goals. He's hit form this season as well as the player. You know, since he's been at City since 2011, and he's won Premier League and FA Cup, League Cup with them. And you know, he was very, very good at Atletico Madrid. You know, he made 174 appearances for La Liga, scored 74 goals. And in all competitions, he made 239 appearances for Atletico Madrid and scored 101 goals in the current process as well, and won Europa League with them, won Super Cup with them. I think he was with them about 5-6 years with Atletico Madrid was Sergio Aguero. So apparently AC Milan are interested in him as well. And we know the press have been breaking out that Man United have had an interest in this Dries Mertens. That had come out a few days ago. Dries Mertens, who's, you know, obviously he's a very, very good player, highly experienced, you know, won the Belgian Footballer of the Year, you know, made up 50 appearances in Belgium since 2011. Apparently he's got a release clause of £28 million. He signed a new deal back in May until 2020. Last season, 35 appearances, 28 goals and 9 assists, very, very impressive. Hit in good form this season as well. Ex-PSV player, I think this is his 5th season in the process with Napoli. And what was I going to say? And the 5th season in the process with Napoli. And the ex-Serie A director had actually confirmed that Man United are interested in him as well. I think Arsenal have also been interested in Dries Mertens as well. He's a very, very good forward in the process. Have I got what else to update you on today? Anything else to update you on today? And also, I'm trying to think if I've got else to update you on. I still think Man United, you know, next number 7 is going to be Antoine Griezmann, guys, in the process. I'm still convinced it's going to be Antoine Griezmann. Saying about Barcelona are actually interested in Griezmann as well. But obviously we didn't get him because due to Atletico Madrid transfer ban. But we will see what happens about that. I updated you about the Griezmann situation a couple of weeks ago as well in the process. I forgot what else to update you on today. Let me have a think. But yeah, as I said, you know, with the Mesut Ozil situation, that had been breaking out, as I said, you know, in the press for the last couple of days. He said he's keen on actually reuniting with Jose Mourinho's Ozil. Inter Milan have also had an interest in Mesut Ozil as well. But he did say he's keen on reuniting with Jose Mourinho. The press report actually suggested, you know how Mourinho and Ozil bonded together at Real Madrid. They were very, very good at Real Madrid. He's made over a century appearances now for Arsenal, made over a century appearances for Real Madrid. He was with Real Madrid 3 years. Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him, the highest paid fee for a German player. But he's a player that's good at creating chances, he's good at providing assists, he's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with Arsenal. Does operate in that number 10 role, and he actually suggested he turned down £275,000 a week from Arsenal, but he was demanding a higher wage, and he actually did confirm in the process the contract talks have stalled between Ozil, Arsenal and the players' representatives, so they're nowhere near close to securing him a new deal with Arsenal Football Club. So I presume Mesut Ozil is going to go, whether it's going to be January, as I said, whether it's going to be next summer. But do you think he would actually fit into the Manchester United agenda very, very well? He was also in a Bundesliga for 5 years, as well as Mesut Ozil in the process, but he is a very, very good player, as I said, guys. But I'm enjoying this. As I said, I'm enjoying this new camera on my PS4 now. As you've seen, I've just finished my FIFA 18 I've just finished my first season with Manchester United in career mode. I've won all the trophies. I've won the Premier League, I've won the FA Cup, and I've won the Carabao Cup. Obviously, in the first season of career mode, you don't go into the Champions League, do you? You've got to qualify for it, obviously, or, as you always do in your first season of career mode. But I won the title by about 32 points, I think it was. Got over 100 points on the table. Lukaku was scoring goals to me, and I did absolutely fantastically well. And I'm going to go off the stream in a minute, and then I'm going to go live, and I'm going to start a new season, and I'm going to play a few matches in the process. But big news, as I said, about Lionel Messi. He said, going back to the beginning of the stream, as I said, that apparently Manchester City are willing to put £358 million bidding, staggering amounts of money. PSG have made the headlines so far with the Neymar, but Manchester City, if they do manage to get a deal over that line, which I really can't see happening, but if they did, it would make a lot of headlines and trash the Neymar deal to shreds. But we know Iniesta's there, who signed a contract extension. But the president of Barcelona actually come out and said the extension's been confirmed with Messi. He said he's not going to be leaving Barcelona. But obviously we know his current deal comes to an end next summer, does Lionel Messi. And we know Lionel Messi and Pep Guardiola, bonded fantastically well together when Pep Guardiola was at Barcelona. Best player in the world for me, 29 trophies, as I said, with Barcelona. Been there 14 years, won 5 Ballon d'Ors. My PS4's going to restart. Won 5 Ballon d'Ors, 4 European Golden Shoes, scored 600 goals for club and country as well. And in La Liga, nearly made 4 century appearances in La Liga, scored 361 goals in the process. Also provided a lot of assists as well as Lionel Messi. Also all-time top goal scorer for Argentina as well. So very, very good player for Argentina. So City apparently, got Messi on the radar. They've got apparently what's his name, Sergio Roberto on the radar, and Sanchez is still on the radar as well. So that's the big breaking news about that situation as well. We've got what else to update you guys on today. I updated you the other day about Chelsea and Liverpool being interested in Javier Pastore. So yeah, really guys, that's about it. So yeah, so this is an actual first stream I've done live of talking about transfer rumours or football. So I'm not going to do this all the time. I'm going to still use my phone at times, but I'll sometimes do it on this as well, guys. So anyway, as you can see, I'm on FIFA, but I'm going to go and sort some stuff out, and I'm going to come back on to play a few games of FIFA in the process. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with today. Drop your comments, likes below on this video if you're new to the channel. Drop a like on the video or subscribe if you do consider. And take it easy guys, and I will see you on my next stream. Bye.